You know, the theme of the why this year was curiosity. And it made me think, what question should I ask you? And I settled on this. Can you, or have you been motivated to do something about an issue that doesn't directly affect you whatsoever? The answer to this question is what separates the thoughtful from the thoughtless, the loving from the left out. Being able to turn a story that you've read about into an experience that you care about is what this conference represents. The issues we discuss, the tragedies we share, are larger than any words that have been or ever will be written or spoken. And obviously, we can't solve any of these problems at this conference alone. But a great lover of life, Bobby Kennedy, believed that through speaking out against injustice anywhere, we are in fact speaking out against injustice everywhere. And that through this action, each and every one of us can produce a tiny ripple of hope that can collectively create a current that sweeps down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance. And you know what? Bobby Kennedy was right. But he left out one thing. That in order to make that ripple, to push down that current of hope, we have to go through the noise. And what is the noise? The noise is talking about an inauguration crowd size like anyone actually cares at all. The noise is arguing over bathrooms when some kids in Syria can't afford a pot to piss in. The noise is getting riled up over a Cowboys and Indians costume party without knowing or caring at all about the poverty and the genocide and the persecution that plagues our world today. Noise, plain and simply, are stories or issues disguised as news that often don't paint the whole picture, stories that aren't necessarily relevant or pertinent to the times. This noise blinds us. It blinds us from the issues that actually matter, from the issues that actually affect millions suffering around the world today. Noise is often sexy and sensational. It reels us in and it's hard to ignore. But you know what should be even harder to ignore? That 1 out of every 10 human beings on this planet don't have access to basic, clean drinking water. That there are more people on this world today that have access to a mobile phone than to a toilet. That in Indonesia, if a woman wants to stand up and proudly serve her country in the military, she has to undergo what's called the 2-finger test to make sure if she's still a virgin. Because in Indonesia, like so many nations around the world, they don't understand the importance of the separation of church and state. And I know it's easy to say, that's Africa, or that's the Middle East, what do you expect? And move on with your life. But we have to care. Because if we accept this as normal, if we refuse to shed light on every single human rights violation around the world, then things will not get better. If at this conference, we can separate the rowdy noise from the real news, if we can cut through the BS and start caring about the issues that actually affect those suffering around the world, then we have a chance to do something truly special, to achieve something truly remarkable over the next couple of days. Thank you.